Hi readers, welcome back to my channel, Books, Ink, and Paper. I'm Lori, and thanks for joining me today on this journey to help you move forward, hopefully, in a certain way. So I'm discovering as a coach, I'm a trained professional coach. I'm certified by the International Coach Federation, and I'm discovering that a lot of people during the pandemic are having some very similar experiences and challenges. And as I kind of thought about those, I thought about what are some of the books on my shelf that would be helpful to people. So I typically recommend books to people when they ask or when I think they would be particularly helpful to them. So I thought I would do that for you here today. So these are 6 books that I've curated from my shelf that are kind of go-tos for me to recommend to people over time. So let's get to them. So this one is a short, sweet parable called The Power of Ted by David Emerald, and I think his wife contributed to this too. And Ted is not the TED Talks Ted, but the empowerment dynamic Ted. So this is, again, a short parable. I have highlighted the heck out of this book. It's one of my favorites, actually, and it's an easy, quick read, and it really describes what he considers the drama triangle, which is not something that he created, but something that he works with within this to help people move out of the drama triangle in relationships with people that they love or that they work with, or, you know, in whatever way, into the empowerment dynamic or the space of really coming at this from a different way. So just so I don't tell you something that's wrong, the drama triangle is where you are either showing up as victim, persecutor, or rescuer. And those have some negative connotations to them, but we all stand in that space in a variety of ways in our lives and over the years. And so he really goes deep into those spaces for you to be able to understand what's happening when you're showing up in that way, and what is kind of going on in your mind when you're showing up in that way, and how to move beyond it. So then the triangle that you want to create is creator, challenger, and coach. Yeah. So it's definitely a cute, easy read. He's got a lot of information on his website. And what I understand now is he's even, after being diagnosed as a diabetic, he's even applied some of this research and work that he does around mindset and beliefs and our ability to get out of a space where we're stuck into his ability to control his blood sugar. So you can bet I'm going to be looking at that too. And he has some other books as well, but this is one of my favorites, and it was my introduction into David Emerald. I've read and recommended this years ago and still do, called Repotting by Diana Holman and Ginger Pape. This is a way for, it's really written with women in mind, but it's really helping you to reinvent or reimagine your life. And since a lot of people are finding themselves with the time to do that, or in a specific experience where they are no longer working where they were working before, or they are changing jobs, or they've left the job they were in because the pandemic has given them the opportunity to really think about their work and what lights them up and their passion and their pathway. And so they're leaving that work. I'm seeing that a lot. And so this is really a good way for people to rediscover how to redesign their lives and refresh their work. So it takes you through some exercises. Do you need more space? Do you need more light? Like, what is it that and it's all, of course, correlated to gardening. What is it that you're really craving, and what would really satisfy you? Kind of going with your internal compass in a way that is just really well done. Lots of great exercises. I think there are some on their website too, as I recall, and I highly recommend this for people who are in transition, especially women. This one, and she has a couple of these, Organize Now. This one's for your money, business, and career by Jennifer Ford Berry. It's in a closed bound copy, and it is a week-to-week exploration of getting yourself organized. I love this. I need to do this again. I don't think you need to start it on the 1st of January either. So it is just a nice, like, week by week, tackle this, tackle that. Like, 1 week is business cards, 1 week is organizing your priorities, 1 week is organizing your work-life balance, meetings and appointments, career, extended leave from work if you decide to do that, social media, like all the things that we really are focused on these days are included in here. And she has one for life and home too. So she has a lot of books about organization, but I've always really liked this one, and I recommend it to people a lot because it helps you reach your goals and stay on track week to week. And if you can't stay on track week to week, then, forgive yourself and restart and get back on it. But I do think this is a great tool for people, especially right now where they have this time, maybe at home, to really start to think about things. And mid-year is also often the time where we kind of reassess where we are with our goals and with our desires to organize things and purge things. And I'm right there with you. If that's you, I'm really thinking about the things I wanted to get organized digitally this year and physically this year, and I'm not quite where I wanted to be. So I might need some help. No shame in asking for help. So Cheryl Richardson is a coach. I think she's still coaching. She's mostly an author now, I would say, that really inspired me to hire a coach, and that inspired me to become a coach. But this is an older book of hers called Take Time for Your Life. It is also an assessment of creating the life that you want. And it goes through all the domains of your life, your time, your absolute yes list, extreme self-care, which is of course important to all of us, your money. So it divides everything up into sections and helps you really focus on each one of those areas in a meaningful way. There's some exercises, questions. I've really liked most of Cheryl's books. There's one that wasn't quite hitting the mark for me, but this is one of the first I ever took a look at. It's older, but it's definitely a great sort of self-coaching experience for yourself if you're looking for not uncovering the underlying reasons so much around what's holding you back or keeping you stuck. But if you're really ready to take some time and move ahead and have some accountability built in, this is a good book for you to take a look at. And, not everybody can afford a coach, and I get that. So sometimes these kinds of books are really helpful to people who really need some additional support, and they get it in the form of something like this. Cheryl kind of goes back and forth between telling you what to do and showing you how to discover it. I like more of the showing you how to discover it part than telling you what to do, because as a coach myself and an ICF coach, that's not what I do. Coaches in my world don't tell people what to do or give you advice, but she does help you to create a structure to really dig in and see what's happening and what's coming up internally for you, and to be able to do something about it. So great accountability in here for yourself if you're a person who can be self-accountable. Another coach, Laura Berman Fortgang, wrote Now What, which is a 90-day exploration to a new life direction. This is also one of my favorites, and I recommend this for people who are transitioning out of one role to another right now, or maybe closing a business that they thought was going to last a little bit longer than it has. So it's a lot about mindset. It's a lot about your thoughts and beliefs about yourself. It's a 12-week exploration into 90 days into kind of creating this new way of being for yourself. Laura Berman Fortgang is a very successful coach. She also came through an ICF accredited program, as Cheryl did, but has been on many talk shows and Good Morning America, stuff like that, but pretty popular author. She came up around the same time as Jen Loudon, who I love, and Cheryl Richardson and some other people, but this is a good one, especially for people who are in the next sort of ramp up of their life and career and their work and are really looking to change something. So this is maybe the first step for you. And then finally, this one's bigger, heavier. Jack Canfield's The Success Principles, how to get more from where you are and go to where you want to be. This one is kind of a Bible for me when I recommend to people who are beginning a business, because I think that this is a great framework to be able to do that and to look at these. Also kind of a step-by-step. There are 63 of them. So there's a lot going on in here. But it's really easy to read. They're fast. He gives you some exercises to do in between. And I have recommended this to a lot of people who are, I think, still pretty successful small business owners. I work with a lot of solopreneurs and small business owners with few employees, and this is a great one. But it's good for anybody, really. It's good for leaders. Jack Canfield is the author of the creator of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. He now curates those, and I can't even say how many languages and versions of the Chicken Soup books, but he's also a speaker, leader in the movement of mindset and success and the law of attraction and those kinds of principles and strategies for people. And he has a lot of workshops and conferences to help people learn to write, to help people learn how to build a coaching business. He's very, very prolific as an author as well as in a content creator, and the success principles will really kind of get your focus into a new way. And if you're able to kind of keep with them and work through them, you may see some great results at the end of the time you've read this. It's an older one too. Some of these are much older. It has some places for you to write inside of the book, which is of course always helpful. This is, for example, one exercise: list 2 of your unique personal qualities, such as enthusiasm and creativity. And I wrote enthusiasm and positivity, and 1 or 2 ways you enjoy expressing those qualities when interacting with others: to inspire, I wrote, and to support and teach. So I end up doing those things now and on a daily basis, partly because I really took this exploration years ago and looked at what was important to me in the business I wanted to create. I read this way before I had a full-time coaching business, and it really has carried me along the way, and something I look at again and again as I'm building, expanding, and just need that extra kind of framework around myself to stay in focus, which lately is a challenge for all of us to stay in focus, right? Can be. So highly recommend this and the others that I've shared with you today. If you're looking to do something new, if you're looking to expand, if you're looking to just get grounded and settled within yourself, any of these would be a great choice for you. And I hope you'll take a look and let me know in the comments below if you have ever read any of these and if they have resonated with you, because that's always important to me. As always, I'm happy that you're here. I'd love for you to subscribe if you would, and to click the bell at the top of the YouTube page bar so that you can get notified anytime I have a new video released. And I wish you all the best in your growth and development as your personal self and in the work that you're doing. I hope you find great fulfillment and that some of these books are helpful to you. And as always, happy reading. Bye.